5. I'm sorry, Mrs. White, for the invasion of police on your lovely place, but it is very necessary.
Yes, of course, I understand.
That makes it easier. Will you take the doctor and I to your husband's surgery?
Of course, this way.
Your house, I noticed, is fly-wired everywhere.
My husband was a fanatic about flies and insects.
Yeah.
You see, we had so many animals in and out of the place, some diseased, of course, and they attract flies and so on.
Naturally.
This is his surgery.
A very fine workshop indeed. He was an experimentalist, I understand.
Yes, too much at times. I hated it. He did vivisection frequently. No anesthetic, you know.
Well, speaking as a doctor myself, we can't altogether condemn the ardent research man.
I hate it. It's cruel. It's inhuman.
Yes, of course. But to quote an old saying, out of evil sometimes cometh good. Now, this would be his poison cupboard, I suppose.
Yes.
Do you know where the key would be?
I haven't any idea. He was very secretive about
And
that.
if you don't mind, I'll force the door open. It'll be easily repaired. You're quite a careful man. Do you or anybody else have access to this cupboard, Mrs. White?
Definitely not. He'd never allow that.
And this is a bottle of prussic acid.
A form of cyanide.
How many ounces would it contain, Doctor? Can you measure it?
Oh, of course, it's a 4-ounce bottle, some taken out. I'll just see. Yes, there are only 2 ounces in the bottle.
Eh? Wait on, surely there are 3.
Well, confound it, I know my measures. There are exactly 2 ounces in the bottle.
This poison book registers only 1 ounce used.
Oh, so it does. There's 1 ounce unaccounted for. It's very careless.
Yes, I don't think White was a careless man. His surgery signifies he was a man of extremely methodical habits. By Jove, this room is hot. I'm nearly fainting.
Could I get you a glass of water, Inspector?
Oh, please. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, dear, how very careless of me. I'm terribly sorry, Mrs. White. I've broken your glass. Do let me pick up the pieces. Oh, there we are. I'll put them in the sink. Will that do?
Of course.
Look, Mrs. White, will you show the doctor out? I'll follow you in a moment. I'm just going back here for a last look.
This way, Doctor.
Have a look under the surgery window, Doc.
A spray gun.
Yes, I just threw it out of the surgery. Careful. It's loaded with dynamite. Mrs. White, since your arrest, you have been charged with the murder of your husband.
Yes.
Mrs. White, I know how you killed him. I also know why.
I could stand his inhumanity no longer. But how did you find out?
1, fly screens and spray guns for insects. He was over-allergic to pests. I think he used the spray gun in the surgery more than frequently. That gun was overlooked in preliminary investigations, but I found it and threw it out the window. Later, the contents were analyzed. The harmless insecticide was found to contain prussic acid.
But that doesn't mean I put it in.
But it does. You gave me a glass of water in the surgery. I broke it purposely. While picking up the pieces, I managed to get some into my pocket.
Well, I handled the glass, I know.
Yes, your prints were clear on my salvage pieces. But I also purloined the 4-ounce bottle of prussic. And your prints were on that bottle, too. 1 short pressure on the spray gun, and there was enough cyanide vaporized into that room to kill 20 men.